Forget everything you think you know about Iran. Let's explore this chaotic, beautiful city together.
Okay, so you've probably heard that Iran is a desert with camels, that women aren't allowed outside, and that nobody's allowed to have fun.
If you think this city sleeps at night, you are completely wrong. The vibe here right now is unreal.
Well, grab your tea because today I'm walking you through Tehran, my actual hometown, and showing you what life really looks like here. Here's the thing about Tehran nobody really tells you. This city is this wild mix of old and new, happening on the same street at the same time. Centuries-old Persian craftsmanship sitting right next to skyscrapers and fancy cafes. Iran isn't stuck in the past, and it's not some futuristic bubble either. It's both. First, lavash, thin, fast, made by machine. What most households eat daily. Now this sangak, the real deal, baked on hot pebbles, nailed up to cool. Now this is the Tyrron nobody shows you. It's almost midnight on a weekday and the streets are packed. Families out for dinner, friends grabbing kebab, this guy making meatballs the size of your fist. Iranians don't really do early bedtime. Restaurants here get busier at 10 p.m. than they do at 6. So if anyone tells you Tehran shuts down after dark, they have clearly never tried to find a parking spot here at 11 p.m. And of course, no Tehran walk is complete without street food. Look at this, giant kufte. Meatballs the size of your fist, simmering for hours in tomato sauce until they're packed with flavor, served next to saffron rice. This isn't fast food. This is comfort food, the kind people line up for. Here's something people don't expect. Eating outside the home is huge in Iran. Iranians love going out for food way more than cooking at home. Any night of the week, not just weekends. Sidewalks fill up, tables spill onto the street, everyone's out late. Now, most of this isn't exactly health food, lots of grilled meat, bread, and rice. But don't worry, if you're looking for healthier options, Tehran's got plenty of those too. Now, let's go to the other side of Tehran, Elahiye and Ferishteh Street. Basically, our version of Beverly Hills. Designer coffee shops, stylish crowds, and scooters that probably cost more than most people's yearly salary. House prices here are no joke either. Some apartments go for millions of dollars, which is wild for a country people assume is poor across the board. This is where you'll find business owners, doctors, families with old money, and a lot of young people who grew up with everything. It's polished, it's wealthy, and it's a side of Iran's social media rarely shows you, but it's very much real. By the way, you'll notice hardly any women are wearing hijabs recently. So please don't tell me this is not Iran you used to know.
Hey guys, if you enjoy my content, please hit subscribe and like this video to join the family. Thank you for watching and love you all.
And here's how young Iranians actually spend their weekends. Forget whatever image you've got in your head, because it's bowling, pool, foosball, arcade games, the same stuff you'd find anywhere else in the world. These entertainment centers are everywhere now in Tehran. Multiple floors, full of teenagers and 20-somethings just hanging out after school or work. And honestly, the trash talk here is elite level. People get way more competitive than they should over a game of foosball, like national pride is on the line. What's interesting is this is mixed. Guys and girls hanging out together, playing on the same teams, just being normal young people. No big deal, just a regular Thursday night, which is our Friday, by the way, since the weekend here is Thursday and Friday, not Saturday and Sunday. So if you pictured young Iranians sitting at home doing nothing for fun, this is the reality check. This is just normal weekend stuff for people my age in Tehran. Not the picture you usually get fed online. Now let's talk about Gen Z in Iran, because this generation is honestly a whole different world from their parents. Streetwear, oversized hoodies, sneakers, the same global trends you'd see in London or LA, mixed with their own personal twist. Hijab styles have changed a lot too. Way more relaxed and colorful than what older generations wore. Personality-wise, this generation is loud, confident, online, and very aware of what's happening in the rest of the world. Social media, fashion, music, they're plugged into all of it, sometimes more than people give them credit for. A lot of them speak great English, follow global trends in real time, and honestly, just want the same things young people everywhere want: freedom, fun, good music, and a future that makes sense for them. Now let's talk about real life, not the influencer version. This is Sadegiya, one of Tehran's busiest working-class neighborhoods. And this is the legendary Tehran Grand Bazaar, one of the oldest and largest covered markets in the entire Middle East. Street vendors lined up for blocks, fruit sellers shouting out prices, shop owners bargaining with customers over literally everything, from spices to clothes to gold. This is also where you really feel the Iranian economy up close. Inflation has hit hard here. Prices change constantly, and for a lot of working-class families, daily life is a real struggle. You see it in the long hours vendors put in, the crowded sidewalks, people carrying heavy bags home on foot, because every toman counts. But what gets me every time is the resilience. Despite everything, people are joking around, negotiating with a smile, still finding humor in a hard day. This, more than any fancy cafe in North Tehran, is the real heartbeat of the city. And honestly, the Grand Bazaar is one of those places you have to experience in person to actually understand modern Iran and how regular Iranians live day to day. Let's talk about the economy, because it's rough. Decades of sanctions have hit regular people the hardest. Not the government, just everyday Iranians trying to pay rent. Inflation is brutal. The toman has lost so much value. People now talk in millions for basic stuff. So how do people survive? Side hustles, multiple jobs, family support. People work 2 or 3 jobs, families pool money together, neighbors trade favors. There's also a whole underground economy, freelancing, online, crypto, anything to get around the restrictions sanctions created. And somehow, through all of that, people still find ways to laugh and go out. That resilience, this is exactly where it comes from. Oh, and by the way, it snows in Iran. I know, shocking, right? No camels in sight, just full-on winter, snow piling up on the streets, people bundled up in coats walking through it like it's totally normal, because it is. Tehran actually sits right next to the mountains, so winters here can get seriously cold, and the city transforms completely. And yes, Iran celebrates Christmas. We have a significant Christian community here, mostly Armenian and Assyrian Iranians. And during the holiday season, entire streets fill up with Christmas trees, twinkling lights, Santa decorations, ornaments, the whole festive setup. Shops dedicated entirely to it. So next time someone tells you Iran is just desert and sand, or that everyone here is the same religion, just send them this clip, because clearly they haven't seen Tehran in December. And finally, amusement parks. Yes, Iran has those too. Ferris wheels lighting up the night sky, swing rides spinning way higher than they probably should, families out enjoying the weekend exactly like you'd see anywhere else in the world. Kids running around with cotton candy, couples waiting in line for the next ride, the same chaotic, fun energy you'd find at any fairground on the planet. Turns out, fun really doesn't need a passport, and Iranians know exactly how to enjoy a night out. And we'll end the night here, at Abo Atash Park. String lights overhead, street food everywhere. People just living, talking, eating, laughing under the night sky. That's the Tehran I wanted to show you today. Loud, messy, beautiful, and absolutely nothing like what you've been told. And that's Tehran, the real one. So tell me, what surprised you the most in this video? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Subscribe to Vina Traveler, hit that bell, and I'll see you on the next walk.